Hey everybody, it's Jeremy with Majors Academy Dog Training, and I had a question on Facebook and I wanted to make a video response to it because I feel like a lot of people are struggling with this same kind of issue. So I wanted to answer it via video. So I'm just going to read off the question or the situation and then elaborate on how to fix that or how to get it better. Okay. So the question is, my 2-year-old German Shepherd / Italian Mastiff mix doesn't do well when we leave it alone. Like if we decide to leave it outside a store, or even last night at pickup, which is Frisbee, when some guy approached him and he nicked the guy in the arm. Whenever we leave him somewhere, he whines a lot, and it seems to get him nervous. And then he will bark at people that approach him after that. We are always very firm with him, even if we catch him. If we ever catch him doing that, we always let him know that it wasn't okay. But he is protective in general. He will bark at people he hears on the path outside our house and anyone who enters our yard, even though we tell him not to every time. So we want to bring him to pick up Frisbee, but we can't afford to have him bite people. Then he went on to say, the only other thing I can think of is that last weekend we tried an experiment where we tied him up to the railing in a public area, and we moved about 10 to 15 feet away, still in sight, and it seemed like he had separation anxiety already and barked at someone who walked by. But he would never do that if we were right next to him. Definitely frustrating for my girlfriend and me. Okay, so I'll go ahead and tell you that the Shepherd and Italian Mastiff mix are both breeds that have been bred for protection. So you have a protective dog, yes. But what I'm gaining from what you said is that you have an insecure dog too, who doesn't like people approaching him, especially when tied up, because a tied up dog can act a little different from a dog that's not tied up, because you take their ability away to flight. And so sometimes if it's unwanted pressure by a way of other dogs or humans, then some dogs don't like that. Insecure dogs don't like that, and they will do what it takes to get that pressure away from them. And so all your dog is doing is just being a little fearful. We as humans, especially Frisbee folks, everyone wants to have a dog that they can bring out there, but you have to respect your dog and get to know him, whether he even would like it or not. Maybe he's just not ready for it. But one of the things you can do, I'm assuming you haven't had this dog for very long, but one of the things you can do is recreate people approaching him to be a positive experience. And you have to do that, but you have to show him. So you have to kind of guide them and be there for him. Because, again, what he perceives as a threat, you may perceive as normal, which is someone walking up to him and casually just wanting to say hi. He doesn't like that. So what we have to do is show him that it's okay. So one of the things I always tell people to do is, when you want to introduce your dog to people, have the strangers or the people stand about 4 or 5 feet away from your dog, and then put your dog in a sit. Give your dog the option to interact with that person. So then you're actually respecting that the dog may need some time for humans to interact. It's really tough. Again, like I said, it's really tough for a lot of dogs to be so accepting of strangers just coming up to them. Some people are like that too. Some people don't like, they take their time to warm up to certain people as well. So it's all about getting to know your dog, respecting that your dog may need more time in certain areas, and then slowly bringing them on. It may be months until you can feel comfortable bringing your dog to Frisbee. That's just the reality. The barking in the backyard and all that is still a result of him being insecure. And there's different techniques that you can do to help him feel safe in that instance. Yeah, you can be firm, but you also have to know how to be firm. Okay? And you also have to leave it enough time for him to actually digest what you want from him too, if you've only had him for a certain amount of time. Some things take a long time to get better, because we're dealing with behavior here. So take things slow. Don't rush into anything. Don't expect him to just be okay with everything. Develop a good relationship with him, a trusting relationship with your dog. And you do that by not allowing strangers to come up to him and having him deal with his helplessness on his own. Be there and, ask whoever wants to interact if they would give him the proper space to allow your dog to actually get comfortable in that scenario, in that picture. And so separation anxiety is different because that is anxiousness as a result of you going away from him. And so when he barks at other people approaching, that has nothing to do with separation anxiety. That is just him being scared. All right, so I don't want to make this video too long, and I hope that I answered some of your questions, at least some of the challenge that you are having. If you want to learn more about how you can do those things, especially with the barking in the backyard, let me know, and I'll even make another video. But I'll go ahead and tell you, it's going to be the same kind of general philosophy in all of these aspects. What you have to do is gain trust in your dog by way of advocating for him, so that he knows what is okay and what isn't okay. And so if you don't think barking in the yard is okay, or barking at people in the yard is okay, there are certain ways to definitely help him feel safe, okay, without him becoming even more insecure. But overall, I think time should be the most important factor too. If your intentions are good, and you take the time to learn your dog and give him time to actually learn, then the dog and you will figure out the best way to get over those challenges. Okay? Hope that helps. Jeremy Majors, Majors Academy Dog Training. See you next time.